There's a photo Mum took when I was about 3. Maybe it's a birthday, or maybe I just had some friends around at our house. It's a group of us little kids, mostly boys, and I've got my top off, and I'm wearing pink shorts. My thick, dark hair is in pigtails. I remember looking at that photo, and it struck me for the first time that I had brown skin, and all the other kids had white skin. I looked different to the other kids. It was a self-discovery. I grew up in polar opposite worlds. 2 worlds, 2 cultures, each with their own good and bad. And not better or worse, but just different. Mostly, I got the best of both worlds. I was taught so much by my Palangi mum, but then I also learned so much from my Samoan family on Dad's side. Other times, I noticed I wasn't full brown like my Samoan cousins. Not white enough to be white, not brown enough to be brown. Like I was an outsider in both places. I struggled with those feelings all my childhood. But my mum never made me feel different to her. And on my Samoan side, I was just another cousin. I was never treated different in either family. But it was just that realization. Oh wow, I look different. It was hard to understand what it meant. When I went through my hard times, I thought I was out of place in both worlds. But then I realized I actually have 2 places. Later still, I realized there are so many people like me who bridge different worlds. There are many Samoans who grew up in New Zealand, and so they're not Samoan in the same way the older generations were. They don't know Samoan village life. They may never have been there. They are Kiwi like I'm Kiwi, and it's a whole new space. The combining of 2 massive worlds. I think this is the future of the world, the coming together of cultures. I've got this memory from when I was about 4. By that stage, my parents weren't together full time, and me and Mum were living in a house she'd bought in Newtown in Wellington. But Dad still often came over, and there would be good, fun times for a bit, until the yelling started. My parents are chalk and cheese, completely opposite. Mum is tall, skinny and white. Dad is short, stocky and brown. Mum, whose name is Marion, is open-minded, very honest and trusting, soft and kind. Dad is a ladies' man, the most talented musician I've ever met. And although he has an alcohol problem, I legitimately thought he was Superman when I was growing up. His name is Ruby Tui, but everyone calls him Vaki. I learned early on that some people just aren't supposed to be together, and my parents were 2 of those people. Dad just couldn't articulate his emotions calmly, and he would scream aggressively and scare Mum. I watched like you watch everything as a kid. Mum's yelling, Dad's shoving, Mum's running away, Dad's chasing her. It doesn't take much to figure out who's going to win the fight. They're screaming and Mum's going, "If you don't stop, I'm going to call the cops." And then he's like, "Call the frickin' cops, I don't care." And then she's like, "I bloody will then." And then she calls the cops, and then, I'm crying and they're all shook up and the cops arrive and they make Dad bugger off. When they fought like that, I was afraid and I didn't like it. But I was never scared for my life or for Mum's, like I would be in the coming years. In those early years, while it wasn't always nice for Mum, the context for me was generally still one of love. I knew I was loved. And I guess because I loved them both, I was more like, oh, the bloody eggs. I knew Dad was an egg, but Mum knew Dad was an egg even more than I did. And Dad was still often there, so they were both eggs. I knew there was a time limit on how long they could handle each other's company. And I'd be able to tell, oh, you're going to have to be careful, guys. Anyway, this particular memory is of a day when Mum and Dad were all lovey-dovey. It must have been in the early period of yet another fresh start, and they were embracing each other. And then they were like, "Oh, come here, Ruby. Come and have a hug with us." I honestly wasn't even 5, and I was rolling my eyes like, guys, come on now. Be realistic about this.